So let's go into the next piece of the May release, which I actually also thought was a pretty good enhancement here. And this is getting into additional functionality within the navigation flow menu. So this specifically is looking at the ability for an end user to launch a financial report with one click. So, if you're familiar with the navigation flow, you can access that from Tools and then the navigation flow button. And that's really just a menu that allows you to customize your simplified interface. So if I go into the navigation flow button there, it's going to take you to a default navigation flow that you have defined when you create the application. So that's all pre-built in, nothing you have to do there, and that's going to give you the default layout. If you already have some custom views, you'll also see those there as well. If you don't, you can click that little gear button or gear icon in the top right, and you can create a new custom navigation flow as well. Keep in mind for any given user, you can only have one active navigation flow at a time, which obviously makes sense, but it allows you some flexibility to kind of create your own custom views. So once I'm in here, I can then kind of navigate throughout the custom navigation. So in this case, I just created a new navigation called custom. I can start moving things around, making them visible, moving them up and down, removing them. But in this case, because I want to enable the financial report with one-click functionality, I'm going to go ahead and click Add Card. And this is going to bring up a menu with some selectable items here. The first piece being, the name of what you want the new button to be called or the new icon to be called. In this case, I call it my favorite report. I want it to be visible. If you look here, you can define it as clusters, so you can kind of embed that within financials, projects, workforce, or if you just say none, it'll be at the base or the root icon list for your simplified interface. Then you can choose an icon for it too, and there's a large list of icons that you can select from. And then lastly, you'll have an artifact that you'll select. So in this case, it would be a financial report. When you go through here and click that artifact button, you're going to notice you have a library to choose from. So there's a lot of different things you can choose from here, forms, dashboards, financial reports, among other things. But once you're able to select the financial report that you want to include for your new icon for your simplified interface, what you're going to want to do is you're going to need to log out and log back in for this to be visible. So once you do that, though, you're now going to see in your simplified interface your new financial report one-click access there and your new icon that you selected along with the description. So that's pretty cool. If you want to help some of your users, customize their simplified interface to be more user-friendly, maybe if there's a certain accounting team that looks at cash flow statements all the time, and you have some FR reports that have the cash flow information or something like that, you can have just a one-click to their cash flow report just to quickly access that. So I think definitely some more exploring that we'll do here for future reference. But I think in general, point A here, awesome new functionality to include financial reports within the selection of artifacts. I think the second benefit or almost reminder here, though, is I think it's a good idea to look at customizing some of your navigation flow. If you're not using certain pieces of functionality, you can remove it or hide it. If you are leveraging, some functionality in PBCS more than others, feel free to click in here and create some custom buttons here. I think it's a great way to create a better user experience.